Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Angry TV with me, Angry Britain, which is here or somewhere like that. Anyway, so it's been a little while since we've done one of these because I've done lots of car videos. Thanks for all the likes and stuff on those. Loads more of that stuff coming because a new project car has arrived. Marvellous. Anyway, so this is going to be a watch video. Now, if you're a regular to this channel, you'll know that I like G-Shocks. Okay, I've got the GA, whatever it is, on today. I can't even remember what it's called, this one, but it's one of those cheapy, nasty ones. And this channel has kind of been all about G-Shocks. Okay, now it's something I got into over lockdown and really enjoyed it, and it's a good hobby. And it was just a way to kind of do something interesting and a bit different and collect some stuff. But I've always had a passion for watches, always. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've been buying watches here and everywhere. And I've always aspired to something a bit nicer. Okay, now I'm getting on for 50 and I've never really bought a nice watch just because the opportunity hasn't presented itself. I've not had the finances to do it, and when you're shelling out a lot of money, it kind of needs to be the right thing. So for probably the past kind of like 5 years or so, I've been having a look around and look at different things. Obviously you'll be, you know, as watch fans, you'll be aware that Rolexes are just a complete disaster zone. Okay, the pricing's gone ridiculous. You can't buy one. There's years waiting lists, and you have to go through hoops to buy one with ADs, and it's just ridiculous. I'm just not paying 15 grand for a Submariner. I'm just not doing it. End of. Okay, so obviously Rolex has a younger brother called Tudor, and Tudor have been doing some really cool stuff. Okay, they had the Black Bay, which came out, which was just like a, you know, just like a classic sports watch, and they've done like a Daytona style watch, and they've done a GMT, like a Pepsi GMT, and that's the one that I've had my eye on really for ages. It's just over 3,000 quid. Looks a lot like the Rolex Pepsi, and it's just a lovely watch. For me, with watches, I like to have the date on them, so for a lot that counted out a lot of the Tudor range, but the GMT seemed to kind of have it all. And again, it's just one of those watches that I've kind of gone, I'd really like that, and I've nearly bought it a few times and been into ADs and tried it on, and just never actually paid the money. Because for me, here's a little bit of history about me. Okay, so way back in 2008, before I became, you know, like a YouTuber and a social media person, and I had my own businesses, there was a massive recession. Okay, and I lost everything. And I mean everything. I lost my relationship, my house, my finances fell apart, the lot. Okay, it was a pretty bleak time. And before that, I've been doing really well, and that came as a bit of a shock. And it's taken me, well, this long really to get back on my feet and be in a position to, you know, have money coming in, a successful business. And although it was a pretty shitty time, to be honest, it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, because it made me assess things in a different way. Okay, so whenever I'm spending money now, I'm always thinking twice about it, and always kind of just thinking if it's something that I really want, or whether it's an impulse buy. And the great thing about G-Shocks is that they're cheap as you know, they're pennies. You just buy them and it's, you know, 50 quid here, 100 quid here, and it's like no big deal. But when you're making a major investment, particularly for me as someone who's been through the absolute shit, it kind of makes you think twice. So I've never quite got to the stage where I've gone, I must have that, and I've paid the money. Okay, and it's something that kind of pains me, and there you go, it is what it is. So several times I've nearly bought the Tudor GMT. It's a lovely watch, looks great, has all the bits and pieces I need, but then just as I was about to buy it, literally again for probably the 5th time, I was actually going to put the money down, got the green light from the wife. Baselworld came along, and Tudor announced a new range of watches. Okay, and one particularly caught my eye, and it was the Black Bay Pro. Okay, to me that thing screams classic, retro, understated, and just cool. And it was kind of my perfect watch. So in the sort of fake belief that I would actually get one, I wandered into my local goldsmiths, and you'll have seen the video, and I put my name down for one. And the girl in there kind of looked at me and just looked me up and down and looked at my G-Shock and just thought, probably not. So I never actually expected to get a call. I just put my name down, thought, nothing to lose. I've done it before with other watches, the Tudor GMT being one of them. I never got the call for that. And forgot about it. And then out of the blue, I got a phone call last week from my local AD going, still interested in that watch? We've got one. Would you like it? And I went, not sure. Not sure if I can afford it at the moment. But then, it's your perfect watch. Started whittling in my ear. So I said, yeah, I'll be there. So, as you'll have seen from my other video, I went and picked it up. So this video, in a kind of long-winded roundabout fashion, is an unboxing of that watch. Okay, this is my first expensive watch, and this is quite a thing. It's been a big investment, it's taken a lot of thought, and it's here. So, shall we have a look? So just for comparison, when you order a G-Shock, this is what you get, okay? Little cardboard box that you'll all be familiar with. You get a load of papers and stuff like that, and you get one of these horrible tins that you know that I really am not a fan of, particularly when the watches cost more than 100 quid. So yeah, that's kind of what you get with a G-Shock, and it is what it is. It's a cheap watch, cheap packaging. There you go. But when you're spending a significant sum of money, this is a bit more like it. Okay, just to compare. So you obviously get a part number on there, get a little sliding sleeve, which is a bit nothingy, and then you get one of these, which is a monster sized and very expensive feeling watch box. So yeah, peel the top off like that, over there, and you get some of this kind of stuff. Now this is a little bit reminiscent of an MTG G-Shock, but it feels significantly heavier, okay, as you would hope. Okay, so you get rid of that bit, and then you've got one of these, which says rather nice. Actually seems to be wood at the bottom, proper wood, not fake nasty wood, and kind of like a smooth, don't know if it's leather or not, but it's foam at the bottom, and you get all of these bits, and it's just really, it's weighty and it feels nice, and you obviously get the Tudor shield on the top there. So you open the box up like this, and there is the most beautiful watch ever made, I think. The Tudor Black Bay Pro. Nice, huh? So anyway, we're going to take it off and put it on and see what it looks like on. I know, and it's for people, for not watch people, this is probably quite. We're not even going to be watching it, so what do I care? Anyway, so this is G-Shock. This is a expensive watch in comparison. There you go. That's the difference there. So as you can see, it is a kind of like tool watch. It's very reminiscent of the current Explorer 2 by Rolex, but it's also more or less a carbon copy of Rolex's version of this from like the 50s. So other than the Tudor badge, it is pretty much identical to the Rolex version. Okay, it's 39 mils across. The bezel is fixed bezel, and it has a date function, and it has a GMT hand, and it's obviously automatic. It's chronometer certified with Tudor's in-house 50-something or other movement. So again, this is not a Bark and Jack, this is not a Paul Thorpe watch channel, this is a bloke who likes watches channel and knows bug all about them. But it's automatic, it is rather lovely, weighs not a huge amount, not as much as you might think. There you go. It's got a really lovely clasp. It's got a double action clasp that goes in there like that, and then you clip this little bit up here. Now my camera is really struggling to focus on it for some reason. So that's the clasp. Undo that one, and then that one. And you also have a level of micro adjustment here. I can see that I'm going to probably have to refilm this up close, but that's okay, that's fine, doesn't matter, whatever. So putting it on the wrist, it looks like this. I've had it adjusted obviously for me. I like my watches a little bit loose, and that is it. Now people have been moaning about these things being too thick. Now personally, somebody who wears G-Shocks, that ain't thick. That is thick. A Mudmaster is thick. This is not. So we obviously have sapphire crystal on the dial, which is cool, and it's got kind of like a sort of a vintagey lume on the hands, and a kind of off black dial. The whole thing just kind of works really well, and it's such a lovely thing. It really is a lovely thing. Now this is a watch that ain't going to get worn a lot. It's going to be high days, holidays, evenings out, that kind of thing. And I just, because it's been such a big and emotional purchase for me, I'm going to look after it. And I know lots of people out there in Watchland are going to go, oh, you thought you did it. Well, fuck them. It's not your money, okay? It's my money. I bought it, and I will wear it how and where I please. If I want to crawl around under my new car, it'll be one of these. And if I want to go to a nice night out or a nice restaurant, it'll be one of these. But it's just that it's a lovely thing to have, and it's timeless. It's never going to go out of fashion, and I just love it. So anyway, again, it's just another short, sweet unboxing of something pretty cool and something that I've aspired to for a long time. So what I would say to anyone watching this video who's got any interest in watches, cars, whatever, and you're having a shit time right now, because we're all having a shit time right now, stick with it. Hold it together, keep your nerve, keep going, keep fighting on, and at some point, it'll all come good. It'll all come good. I promise you. Keep going, keep fighting. So anyway, that's enough of the preaching. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would love to know what you think of this. I'd like to know whether you would buy one, whether you hate it, whether you want to see more G-Shock reviews, because there ain't going to be many of these, let me tell you. There are more G-Shock reviews coming. I've just bought another one today. Stay tuned, and I will see you next time.